Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Firstly, I'm sorry. For the last 1 week, I was not able to come and do my editorials for you. Unfortunately, I had some personal engagement that I had to attend to, and that is why I was not able to come and do my editorials. So that's point number one. Point number two is, therefore, I have a lot to talk to you. So I'm going to talk to you on a lot of topics. Some of them are dated, but I still want to express my point of view, so I'm going to talk about it. And my topic number one is the cabinet expansion. I want to talk about cabinet expansion, and I want to spend some time on the new ministers, and I also want to talk about some of the old ministers and possibly the reason why they were asked to go. So that's my topic number one. My topic number two is, as usual, is about middle class. Middle class seems to be selling gold to survive. Let's talk about that, and let's talk about that in detail. My last topic is Afghanistan. I want to talk to you about Afghanistan. I want to talk to you about Taliban, who is almost now taking control of Afghanistan. And I want to talk to you about the Indian perspective of all that's happening in Afghanistan. So that's my topic number three. Let's get right into the show. Now, the most interesting thing about the cabinet expansion are not the people who are inducted in, were the people who are asked to go, or they resigned, or whatever you say. The first person that I want to talk to you about is Dr. Harsh Vardhan. Dr. Harsh Vardhan was the Minister for Health and Family Welfare. His assistant or Minister of State, Ashwini Kumar Choube, again, Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, both were asked to go. What does the government say by that? What does the government want to indicate? Does the government accept the fact that their handling of COVID-19, especially wave 2, was not up to the mark? Is that what the government is indicating? That's my point number one. My point number two is, did the government find Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad's handling of Twitter a little aggressive? Did the government think that, or especially the Bharatiya Janata Party think, this handling of Twitter had spoiled not only India's name, but also the name of Mr. Narendra Modi in the globe? Was that the reason he was asked to go? That's my point number one. My point number two, this new set of ministers looks quite good. Some of them are very well qualified. Some of them are fantastic experience. But are they going to perform? That's the question that we need to ask ourselves, and we all hope that they do. We all hope that they do, and positively support them to ensure that they do good work. Now, I will talk about four ministries which are very, very crucial, And as things are, all these four ministers are new faces. Ministry number one is Health. Health is handled by Mansukh Mandviya. We know what is happening in our country. We know what happened during the COVID wave 2, and we are now to face wave 3. His role is going to be very crucial. His foresight is going to be very crucial. His administrative capability is going to be very, very crucial. And his understanding about medical infrastructure is going to be very crucial. So here we are in a very crucial time, a very crucial period of our lives. And Mansukh Mandviya has to basically ensure that he guides, he pilots our country out of the wave 3. So that's his job. I hope he does a good job. I wish him all the best. The second ministry that's going to play a very crucial role in India is Aviation. Thanks to COVID, the aviation industry is in a mess. So the Minister of Aviation not only needs to correct Air India, which is almost in dumps, he also needs to ensure that the aviation industry of India picks up. It is imperative. The third ministry that I would want to talk about is, of course, Petroleum Ministry. Petrol prices are rising. Petrol prices rising rises the inflation and causes the rise of almost every product in this country. So controlling petrol prices, negotiating with states to ensure that there is some kind of a understanding between the center and the state on VAT and other taxes that the state levies, and the fact that they have some kind of an understanding to pull down the price of petroleum product is going to be very important. So Petroleum Ministry, Petroleum Minister Hardeep Singh Puri has a very, very important job in front of him. Last but not the least, again, another industry that has suffered maximum because of COVID is the MSME industry. That is micro, medium size and small enterprises. The MSME industry has suffered. It is cash trapped. It has no money. It needs a solid boost from the government. It needs huge amount of demand to be created so that this industry bounces back. This ministry is headed by Narayan Rane. I hope Narayan Rane has a fair amount of idea as to what is this industry all about and a very robust plan to ensure that he revives this industry. So these are the 4 industries that I would think should be focused on. Now let me tell you, to conclude my topic, you see, whatever we believe, 2024 cannot be only fought on Hindutva. That is for sure. And I will tell you the reason why I am saying this. You see, starting 2021, 22, 23, the actual state of economy is going to affect each and every individual. Unemployment is going to affect each and every individual. Inflation is going to affect each and every individual. Things will not be the same as it was in 2018, 2019. Things will be very different. The cost of food will be important. The hardship because you don't have a job or you've lost a job is going to be very important come 2024. And we will have a lot of people out there. So while feel-good factors like Hindutva and nationalism and all of that will have some role, definitely, I'm not disputing that. But even do-good factor, the actual real life, food, inflation, economy, jobs, these are going to play very vital role. This new cabinet that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has just presented to the country, this new cabinet has a huge responsibility. In the next 12 months, this new cabinet, and especially these 5 ministries which I just mentioned to you about, they have to turn around. They have to turn around the way things are. And if they don't turn around, the chances are this may have huge impact on Narendra Modi's prospects in 2024. This new cabinet is not just about appeasing some political parties and getting new faces in. This new cabinet is about Mr. Narendra Modi and Bharatiya Janata Party's future in India. I stick my neck out to say that 2024 cannot and will not be fought on Hindutva and nationalism alone. 2024, a lot of questions will be asked about jobs, about economy, about inflation. That's my point 1. Before I go to my second topic, I have a request to make. I request my viewers to kindly subscribe to our channel. You can subscribe to us through YouTube by pressing the join button, or you can subscribe to us via our website, that is www.hwnews.in. We have monthly subscription offers, we have annual subscription offers, one-time subscription offers. And with these subscriptions, mind you, you get a lot of perks. You get special programs, you get newsletters, so on and so forth. Your subscription amount keeps us going. Your subscription amount pays our bills. So I would kindly urge you to subscribe to our channel. Now let's go to our topic number 2. You see, the reason I constantly speak about middle class is because nobody speaks about middle class. Speaking about middle class is not fashionable. Neither does it get you TRP, nor does it get you views. So nobody really bothers to speak about middle class. The reason I speak about middle class is because I believe middle class is the identity of India. Middle class is what makes India grow. All the economic development, all the economic growth that we've seen till now is thanks to the Indian middle class. The Indian middle class is what makes us so popular and so important to the globe. Indian middle class buys. Indian middle class is the market that every brand in this world wants to come and explore. If there is no Indian middle class, there is no Indian market. And if there is no Indian market, nobody would be bothered about India. So Indian middle class is important. Indian middle class is what creates demand. Indian middle class therefore creates jobs. Indian middle class therefore ensures that people have food at their table. But unfortunately, when it comes to the government would like to talk more about the poor because it sounds good. It sounds good. And of course, they should talk. They should talk about the poor. It is definitely imperative that they should talk about the poor and have more policies for the poor. And the fact remains that it sounds good too. So they talk more about the poor and they try to be with the rich. The middle class is always ignored. There are no policies, no reliefs, no specific packages for the middle class. The middle class is ignored as if the middle class of India is so resilient that they can handle everything themselves. And possibly we middle class have been doing that. So therefore, I talk about middle class. I want to talk about this article from the print which says that Indians in distress are selling gold and third wave could only make it worse. They have quoted Manappuram Finance, one of India's biggest gold loan provider. And they say that in the 3 months through March, almost 400 crores of gold has been auctioned. 400 crores of gold. Now, you know what are these gold? Why auction? Auction because these were gold of people who couldn't repay back their loans. Loans that turned sour following sharp drop in the prices. Compared to the prior 9 months, the figure was 80 million rupees, which is 8 crores of rupees. So prior 9 months, 8 crores of rupees. Last 3 months, 400 crores. You see the hike? Somewhere down the line, people are not able to pay back. People are not able to afford. People are not able to afford their homes, their EMIs, their food. So finally, they're going out there and selling their gold. In southern India, the country's biggest per capita consumers, about 25% more of gold than usual has been sold to jewelers, according to James Jose, managing director of Kochi-based refiner CGR Metalloys Private Limited. Again, this I'm quoting from the same article of print. People are selling more gold. People are mortgaging more gold. People are taking loans out of gold. And that's the way middle class is currently surviving. Mind you, I go back to my earlier editorial where I say that the government claims that the direct taxes has increased by 100%. And at one end, middle class are selling their gold. What that also indicates is again back to the Pew Research where they said that 37 million middle class have been pushed out of middle class. The way things are, I don't see that erosion being arrested. I urge the government to take some very, very serious steps to give some relief to middle class, some tax benefits to middle class, some kind of loans to middle class, something about their EMIs, something about their loans that they have taken. This is imperative. Otherwise, this stress, this kind of mortgaging of loans, mortgaging of gold, selling of houses, selling of vehicles, you will see more in the middle class. I've been talking about this for the last 1 year. I will continue to talk about this subject till things are resolved. Let's get into topic number 3. Now, Afghanistan is in a very precarious situation. Precarious situation because Taliban has almost captured Afghanistan. Now, India, as a matter of policy, we never spoke to Taliban because we never recognized Taliban. But now, it is becoming imperative for India to have a dialogue with Taliban, maybe not through the direct channel, but through maybe a backdoor channel, but to have a conversation with Taliban. See, we are dealing with a two-edged sword. At one level, we need to have some kind of a dialogue with Taliban, because if we don't have some kind of a dialogue with Taliban, we will be leaving that region, we will be leaving Afghanistan altogether, and as a result of that, Pakistan may come and take control over that region. Anyway, they have fabulous, steady relationship going on with Taliban, and they will strengthen that relationship. Taliban has already expressed their love and fondness for China. So China and Pakistan will have a very strong hold in that region, and that region is very close to home for us. Number one. So it becomes very imperative for us to go and have a relationship with Taliban at some level. But at another point, at another level, you say, how much can you trust Taliban? Taliban doesn't work on diplomacy or geopolitical understanding or UN understanding and all. Taliban couldn't care less about all of that. Taliban is a religious fanatic group. So Taliban works on their own level of principles and own ideologies. So how much can we trust them? How do we know that they will not interfere in Kashmir? How do we know that they will not interfere in our internal matters? So how much of Taliban can we trust? That's another question that I'm sure Indian minds, Indian diplomats will be thinking. I think our External Affairs Minister, Mr. Jaishankar, has got a very tough job in front of them. He and his team, of course, has got a very tough job in front of him, and it is going to be very, very important as to what kind of decision and what strategy they apply in the region. Till I see you next time. Namaskar.